Hello and welcome. Hello, Melanie. Welcome back for another episode of Make It Monday. Today is Monday, the 14th of October. Woohoo! We are in holiday season. It is almost Halloween. We have gotten some things decorated around here. Um, I'm going to be creating 3 super adorable cards for you guys tonight using the More Than Autumn. Um, it is a super cute bundle with dies and stamps that you can create little coffee cups. You can do donuts and cake and all things yummy. There are words in it and sentiments for your different holiday spices. There's a peppermint, there is pumpkin, there are all things fall in it, and it is just a wonderful, wonderful set that I'm going to share with you guys. And look, I had to get dressed for the occasion. So look, I have my pumpkin shirt on. Oh, and you guys can't see my pants. But I have some pants on that have little jack-o'-lanterns all over them. I was just feeling very festive today. Okay, it looks like we are straight up on 5 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Mountain, 7 Central, if I can remember where I'm at, and 8 o'clock Eastern. So I'm so happy to see you guys all coming in here. Hello, Kim. Welcome, welcome. Yes, it is a very, very, very well-loved stamp set. I can totally tell you guys that so many people have been enjoying this. If you do not have it in your collection, I highly recommend this set. It will last for many holidays to come. It has got some just really adorable things in it. You can go over on my blog. I will have it up and going normally by tomorrow morning. I normally get it done probably around like midnight or so my time, but if you are on Central or Eastern time, there's no way you're going to be up around like 1 or 2 to be able to watch for that. But you can see all the still photos, the shopping list, so you can grab this cute bundle for yourself. So things moving forward, we are almost going to have, well, not almost, I mean, it's just a couple of days away. We are going to be feeling that fall weather. So fall is upon us. We are going to be having, well, so they say, weather forecast, we are going to be having some rain and some much needed cooler weather. So me and my friend, she came over a couple days ago and I was like, oh my gosh, we need pumpkin spice. We need pumpkin lattes. We need pumpkin frappuccinos. So so I was telling her, I go, we need to go out and we need to have a girls' coffee day. And she was like, definitely. And then we can hit sweet tomatoes because we do have a sweet tomatoes that reopened here a couple of months ago. And I love me some sweet tomato. I love their food there. So we are going to go have a little brunch and have some coffee. So it sounds good to me. As you can see, I'm all pumpkined up and it's just my jam, my favorite time of year. I have really kind of felt even though it's still hot and we are like in the upper 90s here still, I can still feel the change in the weather. I can tell in my sinuses. I can tell just by when you walk outside. Today we've been kind of windy, so that's going to bring that cool air over for us for later on in the week. So that's wonderful. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Vicky. Welcome, welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for liking and sharing this video. It's rainy and 45 there. Woohoo! Wow, that's pretty chilly. So that is one thing that I don't know if I mentioned last week when I was talking about our vacation that we went on. We did actually get to crank the heater on in the RV because here in Tucson, Arizona, we have not had the option to even get to try it to make sure it worked. And so to our surprise, it works wonderfully. When we were up there, there was a day of rain that we woke up and it was really foggy. It was just beautiful. It was foggy, it was cold and rainy, and it really wasn't that cold, but it was still cold enough that morning when we got up that we needed to take that nip out of the air. So my husband was like, hey, perfect opportunity to see if the heater works. So he cranked that sucker on, and boy, oh boy, lo and behold, it gets pretty warm, almost too warm. So that's a good thing to know that if we decide to stay in Oregon next year when we go next year, if we decide to stay a little bit longer, we know that we will be able to be nice and toasty while we're there. And then we will definitely need to make sure that we bring clothing to suit the different climate there, because not to say that we don't have like sweatpants and sweatshirts here, but we really don't have like thick jackets because it's not really needed here. Courtney had to turn on the heat the other morning. Woohoo! But it's 80 today. Well, that's kind of nice to have that heat up and not have to keep running the heater. I know we just had the propane guy come out the other day. He filled up our big propane tank for the house and he filled up the propane tank in the RV. So we are golden for the next year. And that's wonderful to know. Thank you, Courtney, for sharing. So Vicky had her knee replacement. Oh, you have it next week. Gotcha, girl. Well, you are definitely going to be in our thoughts and prayers. You will do wonderfully. I totally have faith. It is going to be probably your best decision to make, because you are probably, if you are at that point where you have to have it done, then you definitely are in enough pain that it's just like, I don't care, just have it done. You want to get out of that horrible pain. So we have a couple of great promotions going on this month. We as demonstrators have the option to pre-order some of the online exclusives that will be available for you guys to order coming up in November. So I do want to show you guys, I did get the color coach that I'm sure you guys have all heard about. It is that, it looks like the big color wheel and it has all of our Stampin' Up! Colors on it. So when I flip you guys around, I'm going to show you all about that because it is wonderful. I have also, if you are here local to me in the Tucson area, I have an event coming up for the new scrapbooking workshop. I'm going to be doing the, what is it called? The Autumn to Remember scrapbooking class. I can't wait. It's going to be my first event in the Pink Barn. We are getting her all set up. We kind of ran into a little bump in the road, but that's, neither here nor there. My husband went to go get the rest of the wiring to hook up a couple more of the plugs, and Lowe's and Home Depot were both out of the electrical wire that he needed. And so they had told him that they weren't sure when they were going to get it in because it's not something that somebody goes around and orders. It is, if it's on the truck, it's on the truck, the next shipment that they have in. So he's just going to have to keep calling and finding out. Otherwise, we're going to have to do a special order for it. Either way, he's got enough to run enough plugs right now and the lighting to get us up and going. We are setting up our coffee maker out there, and so we can have coffee when we do our class. We are going to have, I'm going to put a TV out there, so if we need to watch any tutorials, we can. Not that that's going to be necessary. That's more of a me thing. When I'm out there working, I like to have the TV, as I have one right up here in my room. I like to have it on just for that sound factor. It's not even that I'm really watching anything. It's just I have to have background noise going on. So we're going to put a TV out there. What else? All my craft stuff is going to be moved out there. I'm going to be setting up a station with my Cricut, and our my mom has the, I can't even remember what it's called right now, but it is the one where it does the heat press, so you can make like shirts and that kind of stuff. So then I can do other crafts when I'm out there as well. So super, super fun. I kept thinking there was something that I needed to share with you guys, but now I can't seem to remember what it was, but that's just called getting old. My memory is shot. Um, we do have, what else was I going to say? We have something else. Well, on that note, it is probably time to turn us around, and as I get to talking, I will remember. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. Um, I want to give a big shout out to Wendy Zilly. It is her birthday today. Now, Wendy is in Canada, and it is also Thanksgiving Day in Canada as well. So she also gets to celebrate her birthday with a fabulous feast if that's what they choose to do. Um, she is one of my friends that she also helps me out when it comes to our prize patrol. She has been so gracious and is a heartfelt woman and has sent me some of our prizes. So she had reached out to me one day and she was like, hey, she goes, I have some extra stuff that I've over ordered. I want to send it to you. And I was like, well, no, I'll pay you for shipping. And she goes, no, 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 no. This is my gift to you guys for you to use as your giveaways. So we all need to thank Wendy because she has helped with the giveaways as well. So it's so wonderful to have somebody like her that has been so generous, and she pays for that crazy shipping because we all know what shipping's like just when you're shipping just within the US. But she ships those things down here to me so I can share those items with you guys. So big shout out to her. It is her birthday, and I think birthdays are awfully special, and sometimes they do get kind of forgotten. Not to say that that's what's happening to her, but because she does share it on a holiday, that makes things kind of tough too. So going forward, if your birthday falls on a Monday, I am going to start giving shout outs for birthdays if they are during one of my lives. Because I do have a couple of them coming up that I can see. So, yeah, I just want to make sure that no birthday goes unseen. And I do think they are truly important. So, just a big shout out to her. Happy, happy birthday, Wendy. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to get you guys turned around and we are gonna do this darn thing. All right, hold tight. Shoot, I know what I forgot to do before I started. I forgot to take my glass mat off. So let me do that because I do not want all that glare shining in your guys' face. And let me flip this thing around. Let me get a new one of those. Geez Louise, coming unprepared. Who does this? All right, let me get a new mat. Oh, well, let me rip a mat. It's okay, it'll still work. Nobody's gonna judge, right? It'll do its job. Unprepared lady at the party. All righty. So let me bring this over here. So this is the color coach that I was talking to you guys about. Now this will be available to you guys coming up in November. Right now, we are in a pre-order, so there are some wonderful things coming up, and you guys will be able to see all of those. Now, right now, we also have a join special going on. So in other words, if you join my team right now, you would go to Pink Barn or shopdannygarola.com. Across the tab, hit that join button, and you can read all about the fabulous things there are about joining my team. There are some extra perks that you get included with just being a part of my team. But you have the option to choose from some of those pre-ordered items. So that is wonderful. So you can get your hands on them before they even go live to the general public. The other thing is you know that you will get those and then they don't discontinue before they're even available, because sometimes that happens. Not that that has happened recently, but it has in the past. So just to let you guys know, right now our join special, and you can add one of these color wheels to your starter kit. Our join special right now that is going on, you can get $155 of product of your choice put inside of your starter kit for the low price of $99. That is also including free shipping. So it is a fabulous way to get your hands on some of that new product. Maybe you have a wish list that you've been hanging on to because it's just kind of out of means right now with the holidays coming up. It is a wonderful, wonderful way to get your product restocked. If you need more papers, any of that kind of stuff, you can add any of that to your starter kit. You're also going to get catalogs that you can share with your family and friends. And then there's a whole plethora of more once you join my team that I will be sending you in an email. You're going to get a free membership to Stamp Happy Academy once you place your first discount order. And yes, that's right, you heard me say discount. So then forward on, when you place all of your orders, you're going to get a fabulous discount on all that product that you're going to want to have. So that's where this color coach comes in, that you can order this now. Is the color wheel pretty sturdy? Yes and no, I guess. I mean, it is a thicker, it's not like the quality of a, let me pull out cardstock. So cardstock is kind of flimsy. It's a little bit thicker than that. As you can see, it's not as pliable. You do have this extra wheel that it does come with a little brad in here that the brad will then get put through the back. So it also has like a double sturdiness to it. So I would say yes, and it does have a kind of a sheen to it that your colors are not going to get worn off over time. It's not just a, what am I trying to say? It's not just like kind of colored on there. It's actually been put into the paper. And then on the back, I love that they have done this. They have given you the different kind of more detail on which all of these little boxes mean. So if you were to look at this and you see complimentary, you've got two complimentary spaces here. Okay, they're both across from each other. Then when you flip this over, you can go to complimentary and it says, you know what they say, opposites attract. Try pairing colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel to create a fun, bold contrast. So that's pretty kind of cool that you can spin this, look at your complimentaries and be like, I think I'm going to try Gorgeous Grape with Lemon Lolly, which yes, those colors are beautiful together. But you can even use Gorgeous Grape with Lemon Lime Twist, which is gorgeous as well. Then if you look on here, there are these three triadic. And when you go back here, it says craft with colors that are evenly spaced around the color wheel. Go beyond the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, for something unexpected. So again, you've got the three triadics. You can spin those around and say if you want to stop right there, you've got Coastal Cabana, Pool Party, Balmy Blue. That will complement Melon Mambo, Cherry Cobbler, or Real Red. And then you've got Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lolly, and Very Vanilla that you could then use all three of those. You have monochromatic, so you can use 3 or 4, however many fit in there, to do a monochromatic card. You've got, what's the other one? I don't even know how to say that word, so we're just going to go with it so I don't slaughter it. You've got neutrals back here and color your way. So you've got a lot of different options to do with this. this comes in really handy. Like me, I have a problem with colors matching. And so this really, really helps me out a lot to be able to see, you know, they've created this whole color wheel in a strategic way to make sure your colors will all kind of blend together nicely. And they've practiced with these many, many times to make sure that they're not just throwing out a bunch of hoo-ha and just, you know, here you go, figure it out. No, it's really been strategically planned on how these colors all work together. So this is a wonderful thing. Again, that is called the Color Coach. And then this is what I was talking to you guys about. I am going to be holding my live event here in Tucson. This will be on November 7th and the 9th. You can choose which class you choose to attend. Now, my doors do open at 10 o'clock for this event. My doors will shut at 4 o'clock. So you get to come whenever you choose what time's gonna work best for you, because some people can't commit to 10 o'clock, but I don't want it to be closed because you didn't show up at 10 o'clock. So the thing is people can come and go throughout the day as they need, because I know people have lives and families, and that's just how it works. But I did do a class that would be on a weekday and a class that is on a weekend. So then it gives everybody an opportunity to come to this. Now, the way it's going to work is you're going to create a spread. So you're going to get the products that you need to create a 2-page spread. And then you will then either take your pictures during your pumpkin patching, your Thanksgiving feast, your family gatherings and all that. And then you can add your pictures later. Or if you have pictures from the past, you can bring those and then you can add those to your spread as you choose. So the other thing is this is a wonderful way that if you have never scrapbooked before, I will have everything cut out for you. These are the kits that are available. So what I have done is I've taken this kit and I've cut it up, or I will be cutting it up to make each one of the 3 different layouts that they have created for us. So all you will do is you'll sit down at your spot that you have reserved in my registration form, and you will sit down and you will put your pages together. You will go home with a 2-page 12 by 12 layout that you can then add your photos to. So this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful class, especially if you've been looking at scrapbooking or you've been wanting to start scrapbooking, but you just aren't sure where to start. This is a great class for you to attend. If you go over to my blog, stampinthepinkbarn.com, go over to the right-hand side where the categories are, you're going to see the in-person classes. That's what you're going to click, and it will take you into the Autumn to Remember class, so you can get yourself registered in there. Just so you know, there are limited seating, so that is the thing. So you will get a seat. The people who get there at 10 o'clock will get a seat, and if you there's no seating, there will be people moving around a lot, because I will have a stamping station. I did order I have not ordered it yet, but I am in the process. My order is being shipped. I got the stamp set that coordinates with this as well. So then we can sit and stamp some of the pieces that are on here. The cool thing is when you go to sit down, I will print off each one of the directions on how to put yours together. I will do these steps ahead of time where your paper is already pre-cut for you. And then you will then sit down and create and assemble your pages. So the person who is doing the set number 1 will get both of these and see how your pieces go along. Page 2 will look like this, and I will also have a kit put together, so if you need to see it up close and personal to see how pages are layered together, you can do that. So that registration is over on my blog, so you can see more about that and how that works. Mystery stamping. We have mystery stamping coming up this Wednesday on the 16th. We are going to be having a lot of fun with this. This is where I go live in my personal private page over on Facebook. It is Pink Barn Stampers group. That is a private group. If you are not a part of that, please, what is going on here? Please go over there and ask to join that group. I will do the live video in that group, and you will just need to create the same layout of a card that I have created, and then you can post a picture of your completed card, and that is how you get entered into the giveaway that I do on the following Wednesday, which would be the 23rd, and I post the winner over there. Oh no, Georgia. I used to ask my mom or my sister if colors match, but both have passed away, so I can't do this anymore. Well, now here is your solution, Georgia. You have a color coach now that will now be your mom and your sister. I mean, I know that's, I hope that doesn't come across as being very, yeah, you know what I'm saying though. I'm not trying to make that any, you know, disregards to your mom and your sister, but they have created this that now you can look at this and you can match your colors. So this is a wonderful coach to help you when you are lost, because again, I am kind of that same person where I am not colorblind, but I just don't do well with matching colors. So this little handy thing, I could not wait to get my hands on this, because it is just going to be a great help in my life. So I think you definitely will, what am I trying to say? Benefit from getting a color coach. Words are hard, sorry. Okay, we already discussed the starter kit. Again, that is $155 worth of product added to your starter kit. This is product of your choice, so you can go over there and you can see the new products that you can add into that in the new pre-order of those online exclusives. Those will be available to you once you start the starter kit registration. So that will be opened up for you. So normally this is you would normally get $125 worth of product, and now they have upped that to $155 through the month of October. So that's $30 more you get to add to your starter kit. So that is wonderful. We have for the month of November, we have our Filled with Joy paper pumpkin that has just been released, and you can subscribe through November 10th for this one. Now, I want to show you guys, I did order the Merry Tags and More, the die add-on. So this has, ooh, that tag, this is the first time me opening this. So this tag is really big. This is awesome. I think that's going to be a wonderful little die to have there. And then you have the word Merry. And then you've got this really beautiful fern die cut here. So that is a wonderful add-on. I actually just made some thank you cards for all my team members that I took advantage of having some of these in my stash. And I actually used the thanks and what is it called? The thanks and beyond dies and created some other cards using DSP and that kind of stuff, and sent some thank you cards out to my team members. So with this kit, this is called the Filled with Joy. This says celebrate Christmas with adorable stockings and gift tags. It's going to make 8 projects, 8 stockings with 8 gift tags. This is going to give you these little fabric stockings, and it says, and it's going to have some paper tags and come in a unique box. Pre-cut paper pieces, safety pins, and specialty foil, gold foil. So I look forward to these because you know, if you have little neighbor kids, or if your kids, or if your grandkids come over and you don't want to do a great big stocking and you just want to kind of do something little for them, these would be wonderful for that. So you could do your grandkids, you can even put their names in there of puffy paint if you choose. Use the little tags that are going to be provided in here. Put their names on that. This would be great for a little candy cane to go in there, a couple of little candies, and even put like a gift card in there to Starbucks or McDonald's or like a pizza joint or something like that, where they can kind of just have it for themselves, and then you're not having to do the whole full stocking. But then these little things, you can hang them on the Christmas tree if you do a Christmas tree. You can hang them over the mantle if you have one. They would just be a really, really great, absolutely a tree ornament. Perfect for that. Yes, Becky. So these are going to be a wonderful, wonderful paper pumpkin kit. I look forward to getting this. Again, this is able to subscribe to through November 10th. So be sure to subscribe and get that kit ready to come in the mail. Okay, so let me get all my papers and stuff out of the way now. And let's do Prize Patrol, since last week my brain was still kind of on vacation mode and I didn't do Prize Patrol until the very end. So let's go ahead and do that now, since I have that sitting here. So last week we did the Potions and Spells bundle. This is a great little Halloween bundle that we have offering for you guys. This card here, I went ahead and used Peggy's little design that she created, and she said yes, I could use her design for this, and I just loved all the elements that came together in this card. But this one here has the little books stamped in the inside. Just a great little fun card. This is going to Miss Vicki Ekins for liking this video. Now, Vicki, I do understand you are going to be having your surgery, so hopefully you can open this up and get this in the mail, and it can just bring you some kind of shimmer and happiness after your surgery. So this is coming to you, Vicki. The next card is this Double Double Toil and Trouble. We created our own little designer series paper in the back of this. I added some of that old olive shimmer there, put the little crow on the broom as if he's flying through the air, and then also added that handmade DSP here. This one is going to Antoinette Schilling for commenting last week. Thank you so much for coming in and giving me those kind words you had to say. So this one here is going to Antoinette. Now, Antoinette, I do not have your address. So if you could please email me at stampinthepinkbarn@gmail.com. Give me your address so I can get this cute little card in the mail to you, and you can enjoy this for the upcoming holiday. Then the little Hocus Pocus, the cauldron with the bubbling little spell or whatever you want to call that, the bubbles coming out of this little cauldron, little happy Halloween card. This is going to go to Becky White, and along with this card, I'm going to be adding the opaque faceted gems in this for you, so you can enjoy some of these fun little gems to add to your little creations. This is going to Becky White. So thank you guys so much for joining me in my video, liking and sharing and commenting. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you guys all so much. I truly, truly appreciate all your kind words that you say. Hello, Patty, you made it. Yay! Cool. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning so you don't miss anything. All right, let me set this aside so I make sure I have everybody's names on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on our super cute cards that we're going to make tonight. So this is the way my kits come. So when you place an order with me this week through the 19th, You are going to get a kit in the mail just like this when your order is $35 or more, and you must use my current October host code to get this kit in the mail for me. It is going to come with enough product in here to create the 3 cards that I am going to be sharing with you tonight. The only thing you must have to make the cards exactly as I'm making them is you're going to have the More Than Autumn bundle. Now, this is that bundle that I was telling you about that is so, so awesome. I love all the words. I love the font. And then, of course, you guys know that I'm a coffee freak. So there is this cute little coffee cup. You've got the little slice of pie and a little cute donut here. You've got peppermint. You've got some little marshmallows here. Then you've got your foam for the top of your hot cocoa or your espresso that you're having. You've got a little heart, apple, pumpkin, a cinnamon stick, your straw, and then this cute little gingerbread guy over here. And then tons of wonderful little sediments. Well, if that's not enough to spark your interest on this, you've got these wonderful little dies to coordinate with this. I love this die set for the mere fact that it's got these wonderful scripty little cutout words that come along with this. You've also got a leaf that is not a stamped image, but you'll see me use this leaf tonight. You've also got, I know a lot of people have been questioning, what the heck is this extra little die that comes inside of the whippy little thing here? Well, let me just show you really quick. I will be using it later, but I just want to make sure that I let everybody know what it is for. So it's kind of this weird little shape. Now, when you stamp your little whippy, you do have the full die cut that will die cut the whole thing. But say you want a dollop of whip on your little pumpkin pie over here. Once you stamp this, it will actually cut out just the top portion of your whip. Then you would move that little whip onto your little piece of pie there, and then you have Cool Whip on your pumpkin pie. So it took me a hot minute to figure out what the heck that was for, because I kept thinking, well, God, does it go to the word pie? And then I'm like, well, no, because that would be backwards. That doesn't work. And then I tried coordinating everywhere, and then, of course, it fit right on the top of that. And then I was like, well, then you know what? I figured it out. So that works. You also have the cute little word over here that says latte and coffee in your little donut here. So don't forget about those little words. But we are going to have fun with this set tonight. So just know that you will have to have that ordered to make the cards. Now, I am going to be using a couple of little extra things in here, but I do make sure that I add those into your kits when you receive those, because I don't expect you to have all the things, but I am going to be adding, look, the back of my phone is stuck to my dies because it's a magnet. Ah! I was like, come on, get off of there. So I am also going to be using the Spotlight on Nature circle dies. Like I said, you don't have to worry about having these. Your pre-cut circle will already be in your kit. And then I'm also going to be bringing in the deckled circle dies as well. And I am going to be using this is a new one. This is our Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. Now this comes inside of that holiday catalog as well that you can go take a look at. But I will make sure that I will emboss your pieces for you. So you will already have those done. Just so you know that you'll get those in there as well, just in case you don't have that plaid embossing folder. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So again, to receive this kit is you spend $35 or more in my online store at shopdannygarola.com. Towards the end of your order, you are going to go ahead and input the host code here. Now, if your order is over $150, do not use my host code. You're going to receive some Stampin' rewards, and I want you to have those, and I want you to use those. You will still get this kit from me, but if your order is under $150, please make sure you use my host code on all of your orders. Okay, so So let's go ahead and get started with our first card. This is like the cutest card. Well, let me just be honest with you. I think they all turned out really cute, but I just like the kind of the difference in this one. So I am going to pull all the stuff that I need for this card out, set my envelope aside. My base is the Cherry Cobbler. This is 5.5 by 8.5. We're gonna score this at 4 1/4. Now, this is going to be kind of a fun fold or a cute fold, whatever you want to call it. So I am going to score the center of my card, okay? Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to rotate it, and I am now going to cut at the 2 and, let me make sure I have my measurements right. I'm going to cut at 2 3/4. So 2 3/4, so right in the half of my 5.5. And I'm going to just take my cutting blade right to where my score line is, right here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to see where it says 4 1/4 over here on my side of my trimmer. And I'm going to take this right to, now on the center of this, you've got these little notches here, so you will know where the center of your cutting blade is. I'm going to come right to that 4 1/4 and I'm going to stop. So now, as you can see, I've got these two little flaps here. Now I'm going to flip my card back around, make sure that I can see that this is the front of my card, since my card folds like this, right? Your card folds like this. So now you're going to have these two little flappies here. So what we want to do is we want to cut this piece off, the top one. Sometimes people call this the barn door. So if that's how you need to refer to it, then cool. But I am going to now cut this piece off, but we are going to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to where my score line is. So I'm going to make sure I put this side back on my 4 1/4, because I know that's where my score line is at, is on that 4 1/4. I'm going to then come down and come to right where that mark is, which is going to be 2 3/4, coming down this, and then stop. Okay, like so. And I don't know why that was so jagged, but it'll work. There we go. Take some of that off. And there is our card base and our little gatefold or barn door, whatever you would like to call it. And this little front piece, we're going to actually add that to the front of our card. So we are done with our trimmer. And so what we need to do is we're going to open our card back up. I also have a piece of bubble bath. Isn't it bubble bath? Yeah, bubble bath. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is going to get adhered right into the inside of my card. Just like so. Okay, then my little fold goes back over, and see how cute those two colors are together. I just love it. I am going to take a pair of scissors and I am going to try to cut off some of this jaggedness over here because I just don't think it's cute. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right, now what we need to do is I've got a couple of different pieces here. Now I am bringing in the designer series paper. That is the Iconic Celebrations 6x6 paper. This paper is a wonderful stack of paper to have. If you don't have it, I highly, highly, highly recommend this paper. This paper has so many different holidays in it. You've got fall here, you've got Christmas, you've got birthday, you've got more of like a winter look. You've got doves in here. You've got Valentines with hearts. Here is some winter paper with some snowflakes here. You've got some pecan stars. You also have the little doves on this piece. You've got some wine glasses for anniversary or like New Year's. This one here has, what is on the flip side of this one? Oh, you've got the little acorns for fall, some cute little berries with the flowers. You've got Christmas on the back, leaves for fall, a beautiful green. You've got stripes for birthdays, or not stripes, candles for birthdays. You could use this for either New Year's, or even if you wanted to, you could use this for 4th of July. Just some wonderful, wonderful papers. I was trying to find the one. There's the birthday. I do have one that, if I can just remember what the back of it was. I can't think right now. Oh, it has little pumpkins. That's what I was thinking of. There's one in here that has little pumpkins. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. It's the little pumpkins. Isn't that so cute? So this paper has got you covered. We're going to be using the ones with the candy canes. So this little piece is just going to go right here on the bottom of the front of our front little flap here. So I'm going to open this up and adhere this straight down like so. Now watch when I close this. This looks so cute together. Oh, look at those colors, right? Okay, then we have a couple of little pieces here. This layer here of basic white is going to be 2.5 by 4. Now this piece that we cut off is 4 by, 4.25 by 2 3/4. So this piece is just 1/4 of an inch smaller, so it's going to fit on the front like that. We are going to decorate this front piece here. So I'm going to set those aside for the moment because we are going to do some stamping on this. We also need a scrap of basic white, and we need another scrap of this candy cane paper here. So let me grab all the stamps that I need for this. Okay, that's for a project to come. We are going to need our light and dark cherry cobbler for this. Okay, on this piece here, I am just going to take my little coffee cup and I'm just going to stamp that up. But all I need is the little center part. So I'm just going to stamp that on there like so. And then using my snips, I'm just going to cut this out around the outline here. Like so. So there's my little, that's like your little coffee cup holder so you don't burn your hands. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Now this can go in the garbage. And so on my scrap here, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this little cup again. Right here. Okay, I'm also going to stamp my little whip. Okay, I'm going to stamp my candy cane. Okay. Let's move those out of the way. And we're going to color these. Let's not lose my little piece. I am going to, I'll stamp that in just a minute. So let's move the rest of these out of the way. Get this closed. Let's go ahead and color these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dark cherry cobbler here. And I'm just going to come around the edges of this and just kind of bring in, just by kind of flicking my pen to bring in some of that darker ink there. Do it coming out the other side as well. I am going to do the full bottom in the dark since it's going to have the most shadowing when our cup is sitting. Okay, like so. Oh, actually I need this for my little candy cane, so I'm just going to do every other stripe here, like so. Then coming in with my light cherry cobbler, just going to bring in this lighter like so. Just like that. Okay, I can set those aside. Now on my whip, I'm going to grab my, where did I put it? Did I use Ivy? I think I did. I'm going to grab my ivory. Ooh, the coyotes are being very, very loud outside. I'm just going to grab my ivory and I'm just going to go down some of these little whippies to make it have just a little bit of color to them. You can use any of your skin tone, your naturals, those would work as well. If you want to do more of a pink tone to that. Okay, these are ready to be cut. So let me bring over, I'm going to show you guys how I do this. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. And then I'm going to grab my dies. And so for this, I'm going to need the coffee cup, the whip, and the little candy cane right here. Okay, I'm going to line that up right around that. Grab my piece of washi tape here. Lay that down so it stays in place. Grab another piece of washi for the whip. Place that down, and then the little tiny candy cane here. I have this little bitty piece of washi tape. Line that up, hopefully. It's pretty little, hard to hang on to. Okay, put that like so, and let's run that through. All right, so then I'm gonna pull my coffee mug off here. And my washi tape. Pull the whip off. Okay, and then the candy cane. Okay, those pieces of washi tape have seen better days. All right, so I'm going to put my dies back on here so I don't lose anything. All right, so now we've got all of our cute little pieces here. I'm going to take my little designer series paper here with my little candy canes. We're going to glue that right on here. And that fits just perfect in your little coffee mug. I'm going to put a little bead of glue right across the top of my cup. Place my whip right on the top. This makes me crave coffee. Too bad I only brought water in with me today. I know I told my mom, I need some bougie coffee, and only she makes it the best. She's like, you know, you can come over and get a cup of coffee before your class. And I'm like, yeah, well, that means I have to prepare a little bit better, and that's just not up my alley. I'm going to take my little candy cane and stick it right at the top there. Now on this piece, I'm just going to kind of draw a little fit, see where I want that. I know I want it right in the center. I am going to use my sentiment that says, you had me at, and then I'm going to use peppermint. You had me at peppermint. So using Memento black, let's turn this to the right side so I don't stamp upside down because I'd be goofy. You had me at, we're going to stamp this right here. And then we're going to take, we're done with that. Let's grab our cherry cobbler. We're going to do peppermint. And we're going to stamp this right down here. Yay, Bonnie, you caught me live too. Look, there's a lot of you that were able to catch me tonight. Woohoo! I love seeing you guys come in here. Okay, so there is that. I'm also going to grab one of my blending brushes along with my bubble bath ink. Just going to grab some of this bubble bath ink. I'm going to come over here and lightly add those messy swirls. And then I'm just going to take this and start adding this ink just to this little center section that I don't have stamped. Just to give a little bit of color. Now you can go a little bit darker if you choose. If you like it to be lighter, then that's gravy. Okay, just like that. Okay, just to give kind of a little bit of shadowing behind that. Now what we're gonna do with our cute little cup right here is I'm going to take some dimensionals. Where are my regular size dimensionals? Do I only have, I think it's time for a new dimensional. I think all I had out here were the black ones, and I don't want black behind my little cup. See, those are little too. What the heck? Do I not have a big one open yet? Well, I do now. We need it. All right, so I'm just gonna take a couple of my larger dimensionals here. I'm just gonna put 2 of those on there. And watch how cute this is. Oh, isn't that adorable? I just love it. And then that sits right there. Then we're going to adhere that right to our red little layer here. So do any of you guys live in Florida? I don't think any of you on here live in Florida or around the area that got hit with the Hurricane Milton. Hopefully there has been nothing of yours that has been destroyed if you do. Now, if you guys can see my coffee cup, see how these lines of the dark are just very, very, like, it really stands out and you can see that. I don't like it. So I'm just going to take my light cherry cobbler and I'm just going to kind of blend that just a little bit better to get where you don't see those crazy lines so much, because I don't like that look. I want it to be kind of softened where it all kind of flows in together. So hopefully that'll soften it up a little bit. Okay, give that a second to dry. Now, you're only going to apply glue to this bottom portion because we don't want to stick our card together that we can't move it, right? We want it to only be on this flat part. So when we open this, this will be a functional card. So I'm just going to set this watching all three sides here to make sure everything looks the same and symmetrical, and then I can go, okay, cool, that's right at this layer of my coffee cup. So when I go to add glue to this, I know that I can look and it's pretty much right in the center. So I'm just going to add glue to the bottom half and then putting this back down on here. Like so. Hold that for a couple of seconds. And then you can flip that over and do it again. Make sure everything is in place. And there is our super cute little fun fold barn style, if that's what you want to call it. Now look, I got a little bit of glue here, but thank goodness I have my adhesive remover. I think it's down here. It is. That's where I'm picking it up at. And so there is my super cute little fun fold. Now, we are not complete without having a little bit of embellishments added. Now let me find where are... Okay, we are going to need... I'm going to just, as I'm going through these, I'm going to pull out the embellishments that I need for the other cards as well. Just so I don't have to do this every single time. Fumble, fumble, fumble. There we go. You guys remember? Do you remember these little peppermint patties? So, so cute. And they work perfect on this card. They look like little peppermint wheels, right? Aren't those just adorable? Okay, so we're going to add some of these to our card. So I'm going to grab a big one here, and I'm going to put this big one right up here. And we're going to do a little one here. And another little one right. Let's do this one right down here. Just like so. Let's actually move this one up a bit. There you go. Just a little smidget, and there we go. There is our super cute little peppermint candy milkshake or latte or whatever you choose to call it. But isn't that so cute? And then you can choose to do whatever you want in the inside. I think what I had done, oh, I did do that. Okay, so hold on a second. We are not done. So I grabbed my little candy cane again. Oh, come on. And my memento. And so what I did was I just came in here and I stamped my candy cane kind of back and forth, forth and back. just like so. And then grabbing my cherry cobbler again. Just gonna do the same thing and just color in every other stripe. This one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to do the different coordinating stripes on it. Okay, there we go. And then we have our little candy canes brought into the inside too. If you don't want to go to that extreme, you could add a little piece of this paper on the inside. That'd be cute too. But I just like those little candy canes. And we kind of wanted to grab this here. So isn't that so cute? So there is card number 1. Florida family is okay. Lots of damage. Oh, yes, but at least they're alive. Absolutely, Georgia. Oh, that is just so crazy scary. What went through that, that state is just insane. So I'm so glad to hear that your family is safe. Very, very sad that their possessions have been damaged. Their homes have been damaged. But like you said, they're alive. That's what counts. Okay, so now let's get to our card number 2. And right here is card number 2. We are done with cherry cobbler. And so let's pull out all of our stuff for this card. Okay, I'm gonna put my center over there. So this is early espresso, 8.5 by 5.5. We are going to score this at 4 1/4. Maybe that's why my stuff's not cutting well, because I've got a bunch of gunk trapped. Look at that. Ew. Wash your trimmer, lady. Okay, so now we're gonna come in here. 4 1/4 is where we're gonna score this. Get that trimmer out of the way so we don't cut anything that doesn't need to be cut. All right, fold that in half. Give it a good burnish. Okay, that is our card base. Then we need, again, that iconic celebration, the 6x6. I'm going to use this piece here. The back side has those super cute little pumpkins. So we're going to take these and we're going to put this. Now, these are cut at 5 1/4 by 1. So they are going to leave our spacing around the outside, so that's going to sit like that. Our next piece is going to be crumb cake. Now it is 2.5 by 5 1/4. And what we're going to do with this, that's when we're bringing in our plaid. Going to be bringing in that Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. This is a huge embossing folder. This is one of those big babies. Ouch. So we're going to just take this, lay it in here, kind of get it eyeball straight, and then we're going to run this through. Now, remember, this is a 3D, so we need to have our specialty plate number 4. I'm going to make sure my hinge is going to be ran through my machine first, so I don't have any snags or snarls in there, and I don't ruin my folder. Okay. Here's my piece. This is now going to go in the center of our card. So let's go ahead and get all this adhered. Okay, let's add this right like so. Okay, take the next one. Oh, and now I'm sticky. I'm going to place this down here, just like that. Going to grab my adhesive remover, get some of that extra off that went squeezing out that end because I got a little crazy with the glue. All right, and then we're going to adhere this down. Now, the good thing about a piece that has been embossed is you have a side that has been embossed and then a side that is more debossed, I guess you would call it. So the imprint either pops up and out at you like 3D or it goes down. Now, your card, your decision. You can decide whether you want the print pressed down or whether you want the lines pressed up. I'm going to do mine up on this. Now I'm going to go a little heavy on the glue because we have those lines that are pressed up and down and we've got all that texture. I really want to make sure that gets a good adhesion. So that's just going to overlap that designer series paper just a little bit. And the good thing is you've got all these lines on here. You can kind of follow this across and make sure that it's straight there and straight down here, which I can see that it needs to come down just a little bit. There we go. And I need a drink of water really quick. Okay, there's that. So now we can set that aside because now we need to work on some other stuff. I have a scrap of Very Vanilla. I have a scrap of Early Espresso, and I have a scrap of Pumpkin Pie. So now what I need to do is I need to take some of my words here and my donut. We're going to do some stamping on here. So let's go ahead and do our words on here first and all of our little pieces that we have to get done. So on the Early Espresso, we're going to do a leaf. On the Early Espresso, we're going to do the sentiment that says nothing's better than. Okay, so we are going to take that and I'm going to die cut those. Okay, what I have this cute little sentiment that cuts all out as one piece. Now it is a little dainty, so you have to kind of be easy with it so you don't just manhandle it and rip it out of there. So there is that. I do have a couple of little pieces that I will have to use my take your pick tool to poke those out, but we're going to set that aside for the moment. We've got this 2-part leaf. I love this leaf. Now if I can get it up and out of here. So watch, when you pull this leaf apart, now you don't have to, but I just like the look of this. So you've got the guts to your leaf, and then you've got the stencil-y part to your leaf, like the vein. And it should come apart a lot easier than what I'm making it look, but of course. So you've got that super cute little piece there, And then you've got this piece here. I think those are so cute and can be used separate, or you could leave it in there and put it just together, or you can take different colors of these and mix and match them. And I think that's what I'm planning on doing with one of these. So now that my early espresso is done, I'm gonna now bring in the pumpkin pie. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm gonna do that same wording, nothing better than, and my leaf, and go run that through. Okay, here's this. Here's my nothing better than. Okay, and then there's my leaf. There's the outline, and there's the other piece. So again, I'm gonna set those over there, get rid of that. Okay, now what I need to do is move the dies out of the way for a moment. I'm going to grab my little donut here, and I am going to grab my memento. I'm going to stamp my donut 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to take my word that says donuts. Actually, I'm not going to do that in memento. I'm going to do that a different color. So let me clean that off. I'm going to use pumpkin pie. And I'm going to stamp donuts. And I'm just going to stamp it just like that. Then I am going to use Pretty in Pink. I am going to use my, where's it at? My Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to use Lemon Lime Twist. I know those totally look out of place for such a fall looking card, but just trust the process. It turns out cute. All right, then I'm going to grab, where's it at? Oh, I need my little sprinkle. That's going to be for those, but first we're gonna color these little donuts. So the colors that I have chosen for this first one is gonna be light peach pie and light pumpkin pie. So pumpkin pie is going to be darker than your peach pie. And then I also have light and dark pecan pie. So I'm going to come in with my pecan pie, and I am going to do the center of my donut here. And I'm using the dark for this. I don't think I'm going to use the light on this one, actually. And this is just where you can see the dark part of the donut underneath your frosting. And I'm just going to go ahead and color all 3 of these since I'm here with this color. Now, I will fair warn you that if you have not eaten, this set is not a fun one to play with because it will make you want anything that is chocolate, donut, sweet, sugary. It will just give you a major craving. And if you're also going through menopause, I mean, good thing it's not a candy corn. I would be in a world of hurt. Okay, taking my light pumpkin pie and peach pie. I'm going to use the light pumpkin first. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here and add that pumpkin, light pumpkin, to the center. Kind of like where the inside of my donut starts rounding around. It's a little bit darker in there. Then I'm going to use the light peach pie. So up in Oregon, where we used to live, we lived in Sandy before we moved down here, which is a little cute town at the base of Mount Hood. There is a donut shop, and it has been kind of well known all over. It is called Joe's Donuts. So that's kind of like one of the things that people they come to the mountain to go ski, and then they come down the mountain to go to Joe's Donuts. So I just recently found out that my friend's daughter actually married somebody in the Joe's Donut family. So that was kind of a cool little thing because she goes, hey, you want to go have donuts? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, let me just tell you something. She goes, it's now in the family. I was like, no kidding. And she says, yeah. She goes, the guy that she married, it's part of his family. And I was like, oh, well, that would get me in a lot of trouble. But pretty darn cool now knowing that. So yeah, it's well known for its fabulous donuts there. Okay, so our next one, I've already done the outsides of all of these. So what I'm going to do for the inside of this is where these sprinkles are going to come into play. So I'm just going to use this very tiny end of this sprinkle. I'm just going to get a few of those sprinkles dipped into the corner of my ink pad. And I am just going to rando stamp these around like so. Because we have to have a sprinkled donut. 4 or 5 times. Like that. Okay. This is where you need to have your chamois handy. Okay, that is done. Now grab Coastal Cabana. Same thing. In those corner sprinkles. Now I'm going to flip this actually. And do them opposite. It's also known for a really fun pizza joint that is there in town as well. It's called Sparky's Pizza. And anybody who has used that mountain to go skiing, again, knows the Sparky's Pizza is like a place that all the skiers come down and they go have pizza if they're not feeling the donuts at the moment. So just kind of cute little places that we had to go see. And actually my friend's daughter works at the Sparky's Pizza now, so we had to go visit her. She said, do you guys want pizza? And I was like, well, no, we just had lunch at your mom's house, but next time we come in, we will definitely be hitting Sparky's up. They have these fabulous breadsticks. They're just to die for. They're like a cheesy garlic stick. Okay, Patty, or who just asked me? Somebody asked me something. Where did it go? Does the Magic Mat wrap like a clear plastic one does? Does the Magic Mat wrap? So the Magic Mat just simply sits on your, so you have your big plate that you use, number one. If you're using this with the, oh, does it warp? Sorry, I can't read. It does a little bit, but as you can see, look at the difference here. This is like super warped. This one's not so bad. You could take your heat tool. I've watched videos on YouTube. You can take your heat tool and heat this up and it will actually go back to laying flat, but no, it does not. And you obviously you want to like flip it around as you're using it. I mean, I haven't flipped mine in a long time, but it definitely does not do the warping that the clear mats do. It does have a little bit, but not quite as bad. Okay. But I love that Magic Mat. I do. And it's what I use all the time. Okay, my last donut, I am going to take the, what did I use? I think I used the SU100. This is the darkest of our naturals. And I'm just going to make this a chocolate donut. Because I was craving chocolate when I was doing my cards, so I was like, yep, it's going to be a chocolate donut. The nice thing about the Magic Mat is I believe the distributor is stampbooking.com or scrapbook.com. And I believe they are here locally in, I think it's either Phoenix or Gilbert or something like that here in Arizona. I think that's where that company is at. If that's the company that I'm thinking of. I don't know. I order things from so many different places, but I'm pretty sure that's where that one's at. Okay. There are our donuts. So I'm going to take this over here. I'm going to die cut these. So I've got this little donut. Now, there is one thing to watch. Your donut does have these two little divots here. Now, when you line this up, there is a clear difference of it looking like that or it looking like that. So you'll see that there's more white over here. I know you guys probably can't see it on camera, but this definitely has to go this way. And you'll also notice in the circle, this has more of a higher bump over here. So just beware of that when you are die cutting your donuts. Okay, here's our first one here. Okay, let me do the second one. Okay, there's the second one. And then now let me run the third one through. lined up on there. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. One chocolate donut coming up. Okay. And here is our chocolate donut. Not ready for consumption. Do not eat paper donuts. I mean, if you want, you can, but I don't advise it. All right, now I got some of that little center stuck in there. Okay, now we're going to do some assembly. So let me take my take your pick tool and poke out these little stragglers. I think that one's good. We've got this one. Poke these out. Oops. Okay, that's good also. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just grab a little bit of our glue, and I'm just going to do a little bead of glue on here, just kind of going light without getting my glue constantly stuck to this. Get the glue booger off. That will eliminate that. You could also take a sponge if you wanted to and sponge your glue on there. That works as well, but I'm kind of lazy and just do it this way because it just works for me. Okay, just like so. I'm going to set that down. Grabbing my early espresso one, I'm just going to make this look like a shadow behind so the orange pumpkin pie is going to be a shadow of my early espresso, like so. It's kind of a cool effect. It definitely makes it kind of pop more. Ooh, Casa Grande is getting a Hobby Lobby. Oh, yes, girl, that is definitely dangerous. Okay, I'm gonna now take this little early espresso and I'm going to, this is the outline of the leaf, and I'm just gonna set the pumpkin pie inside of it. Okay, I'll use that. I'm not going to use this little inside, so I'm going to set that aside for a different project, but I am going to use the pumpkin vein. Okay, so now we're going to assemble this card. What I need to do with my word donut is I am just going to fussy cut out this wording. Okay, just like that. Done with that. Put those aside. All right, let's bring our card base back in, and now we are going to place everything down. So let me grab my donuts first. So I am going to simply do a dry run on my card first to make sure everything is going to fit the way that I have planned on here. And then I start doing my gluing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my nothing's better than, because we have our donuts down there. Okay, there's that. We're gonna flip this over, put this right like so. Keep that straight up there. And again, great thing about having lines on this plaid paper here, this one that we just did that embossing to, really helps line things up. Okay, this little thing, all I'm going to do is I'm only going to put glue on the little bottom stem here, and this is going to get tucked right underneath my words. Just going to bend those words up just a skosh, stick that right like so. Okay, my little donuts here, I'm going to use my mini dimensionals. Ooh, everything is sticking. Okay, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. Hate it when things stick that you don't want to stick, but then things that you want to stick just aren't wanting to stick. Does that make sense? I know that was a lot to say, but it just happens. Okay, we're gonna put this one right like so. I'm gonna move it up where it's almost touching the bottom of my letters there. And then now adding these, I'm gonna put that one right like so, overlapping just a skosh on that pumpkin one. My donut is gonna go right there. And then my cute little leaf is gonna go right underneath that. So I'm going to adhere this down like so. Pushing that down, and then I'm gonna take some glue to the back side of this and the little stem, pick up that end of the donuts and place that right like so. So then that leaf still kind of gets kind of some dimension to it. You can see it popping up. It looks a little bit more lifelike. But there is the front of our donut card. I think this is such a cute card. I'm gonna also bring in some of the Naturals adhesive back sequins. I'm gonna use the ones that look like little chocolate sequins. And I'm gonna put this one here, use a little one up there, and then another little one right down here. Okay, let's do the inside of this card. So I've got this, and well, I did have a piece of that designer series paper sitting here, but where did I lose it? Is it on the floor? No. Well, did it stay in my envelope? No, because I did see it. So I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. It's got, jeez Louise, it got all the way over there by my trimmer. Who knows? Maybe it's got stuck to the bottom of it. Okay, I have a piece of my Very Vanilla. I'm just going to take this little thin piece that I had, this little scrap that was in my paper. This is about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to put this right along the bottom here, just to give it some more of that blending interest here. Now we could actually take some of these leaves and put it on here, but I'm not going to. I don't like that in there. And then that will then get adhered inside of our card. Okay, just like that. And there is our fun little fall donut card. Isn't that adorable? Oh, it just looks so yummy, doesn't it? And then there is the inside of our card. Super cute, right? Okay, so that is card number 2. Okay, let's get to card number 3. So card number 3 is definitely pumpkin spice. I love this one. This was the first one that I created when I started looking at this set. So let me get this stuff out for it. Let me get my inside put to the side of this. Let me score our card base. This is 8.5 by 4 or by 5.5. We're gonna score it at 4.25. Okay, let's go ahead and fold that. There is our card base that is crumb cake. Then I have a piece of pumpkin pie, which is 4 by 5.25. I then have a piece of, this is from that, this is called the, a piece of paper thrown behind it, a little latte 12 by 12 designer series paper. This is in the online exclusives. This is all about your coffee latte paper here. This is a 1/8 of an inch smaller than this. So this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Now these two pieces will get put together. So what I'm gonna do first though is I am going to cut a couple of my circles out of this paper to utilize paper. I love saving paper because then it gives me more paper to play with, right? Okay, so I'm going to be using first, this is the second to largest. This is the Spotlight in Nature. I'm going to be using the circle with kind of the little dashes. It's like a dash, circle, dash, circle. I'm going to be using the second to largest of that one. And that is going to come out of the center of my, yeah, whatever this is, my pumpkin pie. So let me cut that. Okay, so when I'm done with that, that's what I will have here. Okay, and then I'm going to be using my deckled circles. Now my deckled circles, I'm going to use the, let me make sure that is the right one. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th largest, or 6th from the smallest, I guess you would say, of the deckled circles. And I'm going to cut that out of the center, kind of top middle-ish of this piece. After I get all my little dashes out of my paper from where I just cut that. Okay, there is that. So let's put this back in here. Those are done. So now we've got these two pieces. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put this right over top of our pumpkin. Okay, line that up. That is then going to get adhered onto our card base. Okay, just like that. This piece here is going to get adhered to our little circle, but we've got some of these little dots that did not come out of here, like so. So let's go ahead and adhere this down, like so. Then what we do with this is, look at there. You would never know that I cut anything from the centers of these pieces. That's what I love about these circles. And when you lay them back on top of your card base after you've cut all that, nobody knows that you got those circles from the inside of your base. It is kind of a way to utilize your paper, and it's just a wonderful thing. Okay, so now what we need is we need a scrap of our, we're also going to be using, I forgot, we're going to be using our Stylish Shapes dies. I need a piece of our crumb cake, and I need a scrap of basic white. So I'm going to set this aside. We're going to go ahead and do some stamping. We also need, where'd my scrap go? We need a scrap of pumpkin pie as well. I don't know, I thought I had a scrap of pumpkin pie sitting here. Guess not. So let me grab a bigger scrap. There we go. We need a bigger scrap of pumpkin pie. All right, so this is when we are going to get all of these off. We're going to take this with our cup. If you guys could only see the rest of my desk, you'd be like, oh my God, how does she find anything? So what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to stamp our cup in our pumpkin pie. Okay, set that aside. We're going to do, as we did on our peppermint one, where we're just going to stamp just that center little piece, because that's going to go over the center of this. We're also going to die cut our smallest little banner from Stylish Shapes dies out of this. So that's going to get die cut out of that. But first, I'm going to go ahead and try to find my scissors and cut this out here. Like so. Okay, there's that. I also want to take I'm going to take my candy cane off of here. I want my pumpkin. I'm going to stamp my pumpkin right on the front of this, just like so. I'm going to grab my pumpkin, the dark pumpkin, and I'm just going to color this in. like so. Okay, those are stamped. This I need to die cut from that, so I will do that at the same time as those. I'm also going to stamp my little piece of pie here. Okay, we're gonna take the piece of pie. I'm gonna go down towards the bottom. Okay, the next piece that I need to stamp is a donut. Okay, there's the donut. I also need the whip. The whip is going to get stamped like so, but the whip is going to get stamped twice. Actually, I'm not going to do it in black. I'm going to do it... Actually, you know what? I am going to keep it in black. I thought I was going to do it in a different color, but we're not going to. We're going to keep it in black. And then the last thing that I need is my straw. So I've got my little straw right here that we're going to stamp right there. Okay. I think that is everything that I need for this. Okay. We're going to use our pecan. Now this is for the pie crust. I'm using the dark pecan. I'm just going to kind of go across the little shadowing marks that they've already given us, but I'm also going to take the dark into the little ridged crust areas, and I'm going to take it across the bottom because it would be darker because of the fact that it would be the most shadowed at the bottom. I'm also going to use it for my donut. Okay, like so. I'm going to use my light pecan and come back over this crust. Okay. To give that some depth that it's been cooked. All right, there's those two things. I'm going to take my light peach pie and my light pumpkin pie and do the same thing. This is the pumpkin pie first. I'm going to do the center of my donut. With my light peach pie, I'm going to now add my lighter color. And blend all those colors together. Okay, I'm gonna come in here with the peach pie. I'm just gonna do my little straw. I'm gonna grab that light for the top of the straw because it's gonna be a little bit darker. Now grabbing that light pumpkin pie, I'm gonna do the same thing to this piece of pie here. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna darken up these inside edges more, kind of along the bottom with my darker of the two colors, which this is the light pumpkin pie. And I am kind of making that a little bit thick on there. And then using that light peach pie, I'm going to bring that over the top and I'm going to blend those. Okay, like that to really give that peach or that pumpkin pie look. Now, I am going to only be cutting the top portion to one of these little things with that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that color to the top of this to give it some of that same tone. So let me cut these pieces first. So I'm going to cut my little label and I'm going to cut my cup first. Okay, here's my little banner label from, like I said, that was from the Stylish Shapes. And then here is my cup. Right there. I need both of my whips, my small and my large. I also need my piece of pie here. Let me grab my washi tape. Well, I have one piece here. This will work. This is going to go on my pie here. I think my donut might fit on here. Nope, it's not going to fit. So I'm going to skip and I'm going to do this whip, and then I'll come back and do the donut in the straw. So let me grab a piece of washi. Now, since my washi is a little bit tacky, I'm going to go ahead and put some, I know it's very gross, but some skin on it. Okay, and then this little one here is going to go right up here and cut this small little whip out. Okay, now I'm going to grab my top plate and I'm going to go cut those all out really quick. Okay, here's my little top of my pie whip. Here's my large whip. And then here's my pie. And we need to do the donut. Oh, that's not right. There we go. That lines up better. Okay, and let me grab the little straw. Okay, place that down. All right, now we're good. I'm going to cut those. A lot of cutting on this one, but it's well worth it once you guys see how cute this card turns out. Okay, there's my pumpkin spice donut. Here is my pumpkin spice straw. Not that I think you can have a pumpkin spice straw, but hey, it's cute. It matches everything. It's all matchy-matchy. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. Put washi tape back where it belongs so I don't lose it. All right, now we start putting everything together. I still have to stamp the words on that, but what we're going to do is grab glue, put it on our cup front, and then put our little pumpkin label on the front of our cup. Look how cute that is. We're then going to add our whip to our cup. Oh, I know, right? I love the whip that is on the pumpkin pie. It is the best part of the pie, I think. Or you could just like take your Cool Whip, throw a little couple of chunks of pumpkin pie, and then we're all good. The whip is the best part. I agree. Then taking my little straw, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this bottom part here. Take that and we're going to just set that right underneath that so we can drink our pumpkin frappuccino, because I think this is a frappuccino. Okay. Then we're going to take our super cute little whippy here and we're going to add this to our pumpkin pie right on the top of that. I mean, that is not enough whip, but for card purposes, it'll work. Let's take our little banner right here, and I have a couple of little words. Where are they? I am going to use the words Hello Fall. So let me take off some of my other words that I have here on some of these other ones. And let's do fall first. Fall is going to be done in pumpkin pie color. And I'm going to do this right towards the end of this little banner. Give that a second to soak into that crumb cake, just like so. Okay, then I'm going to grab my hello. And hello is going to be in black memento. Like so. Okay, hello fall. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right, don't sing. That's not cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a couple of dimensionals to the back of our pumpkin frappuccino. Okay, this is going to go on a slant right like so. Okay, this is going to get a couple of little dimensionals just on the fall side. We're going to add a little bit of glue to this side. This is going to now go right up here, right along our little whip. Yummy yum there. This is going to actually, the donut is going to get adhered right to our card base. It's going to go right like so, tucked right in behind there. Our pumpkin pie is going to get a dimensional on the crust part and then some glue on the little inside piece like so. And it is going to go right down here. Just like that, because everything nice, pumpkin spice. Isn't that so cute? Okay, let's add a couple of blingies to this because we need to. These are adhesive back shiny sequins. These are going to go right on here. And I'm going to use these ones that are kind of like a peachy, orangey color. These ones are more yellow. These ones are green. These ones are on the pink hue. But these over here kind of have a orangey green look to them. And I really think they look sharp on here. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to take a big one up there. And then let's do another little one right up over here. There we go. And then that gives us a little bit of shimmer on there. And that is so pumpkin spice. I mean, let's be real now. Does that not look yummy? Or, I mean, unless you don't like pumpkin, and I don't have any hate for that if you don't. I love pumpkin, but it's a love or hate thing, kind of like my candy corns. I love, love, love my candy corns, but I know there's people out there who are haters, and I'm not gonna have any, you know, whatever. I just think that's more for me. So if you don't like pumpkin spice and you don't like candy corns, then I say, hey, pass them my way, because I do. I think I'm going to use a piece of this paper. Now, I know this one's awfully haggard because on the back side, you've got these really cute little cups, but I'm going to cut off just a piece of this, and I'm going to do it at 3/4, because go big or go home. And I am going to take that and stick that in the inside. Oh. That is going to go on my inside layer here. Just like so. We're going to add that right there. And so we've got all these words here. And so we have Hello Fall. I think I might put on here, this calls for pumpkin spice. So I'm going to add that in there. I'm going to do that. Oops, let's not lose my die. I'm going to do this calls for. So let's take this calls and take my black for this. And I'm going to do that right like so in the center. And then let's take pumpkin. And let's do it in clearly pumpkin pie. This calls for pumpkin. Let's do spice. There it is. Now it's really cute. If you like apple cider, you could totally do this for your apple cider as well. There is plenty of this cuteness to go for pumpkin or for apple as well. You do you do have the let me see here. I have to see the front of this to be able to see what's going on. You do have apple cider spice. So you could do apple as well. You do have the little apple. So if you wanted to change this into apple, you could do a little apple donut and put some little slices in there. You can draw some on there to make a little apple pie. You could do that. Okay, so let's do spice. This calls for pumpkin spice. Perfect. Voila. Get her done. Okay, let's put that in the inside. Cute, cute, cute. Oh, love it. Okay, let me get my mess cleaned up here a little bit. It would be here a while if I try to clean up all my mess, but at least move something. So now I can bring in all 3 of these adorable cards for you guys and show you the cuteness that we created tonight. Look how stinking adorable these are. Are you guys not in love with this set yet? Because you should be. And if you need even more inspiration beyond this, there are so much inspiration on Pinterest. You guys could be going crazy with this. Again, this set is so popular right now. Of course, because not only is it the little coffee theme, but you've got all these different elements of this that you can make it pumpkin, peppermint, you can do apple, you can do gingerbread, you could do cinnamon spice. You've got the little cinnamon stick here. You could put your marshmallows on your hot cocoa. You do have the words that say hot cocoa. So much possibilities with this set. You could not go wrong. Again, if you buy this set in my store, it's going to put you over your $35 purchase. Just be sure to use my host code so you can definitely get the papers and all the things that you need to go ahead and create these super cute cards. Thank you guys so much for spending another evening with me. I love you all. I will see you guys next week. Take care of yourselves and good night.